Okay, I could deal with that. I could deal with that. I'm live. What's good? What's good? Welcome to Up with a Cup. Welcome to Up with a Cup in the morning with Chuck. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna start doing that. But yeah, I'm up early this morning. Actually, I've been up. I'm gonna run this little episode, but I'm gonna tell you what this gonna be about. I'm gonna basically the title gonna explain it all. I'm gonna start out by talking about politics and stuff like that, like probably with Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and whatever else going on in world news type of things like the coronavirus. And then I might jump off into something that I see that's funny that's going on. Like they might have something like I can run y'all a whole episode that's almost mind blowing what people are doing, like this certain type of yoga thing. Like, cause when I be what I call it dumpster diving, when I be searching through the web, finding different topics to go through, just and then one thing is a rabbit hole lead to another thing, right? So boom, I be searching for some things and then I just come across some of the most amazing things every week. Like it just every week I just find something that just I couldn't have thought of that myself. It's one of them things when people are saying this not a this too real to be alive or this too crazy to be made up or something like that. I be running across those types of things. But you know what I'm saying? I was gonna be doing that, but the reason why I'm so late on my first day, up with a cup. The reason why I'm so late starting off this morning is because my coffee pot, yes, my coffee pot broke on me. So and it broke on me yesterday. Now my dumb ass was too lazy playing the game, playing Star Wars game that I'm still playing now. I'm almost at a save point. So I was playing the Star Wars game, so I end up forgetting to get my buy another pot of coffee. The coffee pot, the maker. So boom. So this morning I get up at 5 o'clock. I said, I'm gonna start the show at about 5:30. So right around 5:30, I was walking to the gas station, right, to go purchase one of these toxic ass cups of coffee. So I went there and I like, well, got my mask, kind of went back and forth, got my mask, and then went in the store. They said they don't open up to 6. I'm already trying to come get this toxic coffee, and I'm trying to beat everybody else because I don't want nobody coughing, coughing over the coffee and all that type of stuff. There, y'all know with the pandemic that's going around, you got to be, what I'm saying, masked up at all times. That's what they said that we're supposed to be doing. So that's why I had end up. That's why the show is ended up starting off late, and I ended up didn't get to my save point on this Star Wars game, and I was at this part where you got to go around and you discovering different planets or whatever like that. And it's almost like a tomb. The game's just like Tomb Raider. So I just finished going through this tomb, and the thing about this game is the people that make they probably did our art and they put so much time and effort into it. They make you backtrack all the way through this planet to get back to your ship. And I didn't know that. And I mean, but I'm not looking on people on YouTube and getting tips and stuff like that because I want to go through it or play through it myself and try to figure out the puzzles myself and get stuck for a little while and use my own brain, critical thinking. So that's where I'm kind of at right now. So hopefully once I get in here, I'm glad to get off of this ship and it's on the cutscene right now. So that's a good thing that's about that. And I don't know how this YouTube works, so I'm gonna be playing I'm just gonna do news clips and articles, right? So with the news clips and articles, I'm gonna just like instead of just going through a whole list of things that's going on, I'm just gonna just bring the just that news clip and we're gonna kind of talk about that. So that's gonna be the first thing that we run at. So while this here, matter of fact, I ain't even finna watch this cutscene right now because I'm not finna be able to share it. Well, I could share it if I say the clip and then share it on Twitter or something like that so y'all can see where I'm at in the Star Wars game. But it's actually coming off my first planet, and trust me, trust me, man. When you playing it on hard, I started off on extra hard as it get. Now I turned it down just at one notch because it was just ridiculous hard. Like anything hit you, boom, you dead. You don't really get the chance, and I'm still I'm in that position where it's just more of a learning right now. So I'm actually learning what I got going on and what they got that's happening on the game. So let's see what's going on. Matter of fact, this what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it light at first, and then let's hop into some some nah. Let's just go straight to some Donald Trump. See what he got going on. He got the lowest ratings right now for those. Oh, Kanye West. Now, all right, Poe Kanye. Now, I'm not a diss fan of Kanye. I'm not a fan of Kanye. He was, you know what I'm saying, with the music when he first came out, he was pretty cool. I liked his he had a different perspective in the way he did things. Then after that, this this whole outbreak when they were talking about like the Illuminati and people getting brainwashed and all this other type of thing, and all this government conspiracy stuff that you see on YouTube, and find, me personally, I be finding interesting sometimes, true or false. I just like the whole concept of the story of what's going on. So I just kind of like, I check it out sometimes. Some of the conspiracies be so on point, you be looking like that could be actually possible. Then they have some conspiracies you just be looking like, y'all make it hard for people with real conspiracies. Like when they say they throw a whole bunch of fake conspiracies out there to hide the real ones. That's something I be seeing a lot of, but some of them be good though. Like the Kanye West conspiracy that he was having a nervous breakdown, went did something, then now he a clone or some shit like that, and the clone is malfunctioning. No crazy stuff like that. I don't believe that's true, but I find it interesting. You see what I'm saying? I'm in that category. Well, some of the stuff it just sounds a little bit too far fetched, where it don't have no real basis to it, and then sometimes people could put a good story together to give it a good basis, like how they did with Tupac, right? When they were saying, yeah, Tupac's still alive and stuff like that. Oh, another thing too, I'm gonna talk about movies too. Like if I see something with movies that's coming out, that's gonna be a good thing. That's gonna be a good fit. A good fit. A good movie that's something that's going on right now that's popping, or something that's actually that we want to talk about. Like what I'm saying, you might be interested in, and then I'm checking out it, and then you like, say Triple Cup, man, what's good with this here? And I'm gonna be like, oh man, yeah, and we gonna probably gonna run about that. Might be something that might have hit me left field. Like for example, when we're talking about TV shows like Stargirl, I'm not, what I'm saying, a fan of the name and the stuff that's about Stargirl, but I will say I am a fan of the director and how they wrote Stargirl and the budget. But when they come out with Stargirl season 2, I don't think they're gonna get the same budget because of gonna get the same budget because it's gonna be on the CW. So from what I'm hearing, it's gonna get a CW budget. It ain't gonna get no budget like how it got on the first season. But it's a possibility though. Hey, this is us having a reaction to the reaction, just going live and shit in the morning time. This week coronavirus update. Y'all want to say about the coronavirus update? Let's start off with that then. Maybe.
Because kids may not be badly affected by coronavirus, but teachers easily could be. And a lot of people
Okay.
teachers have families.
All right, let's start this off like this here now. Since we got our feet down and we kind of going together, let's start off with talking about going back to school in the fall and how Donald Trump is mandating that all schools open back up. Do he know that schools is a place, it's like a haven for like colds and flus and stuff like that? Kids be coughing and sneezing all over each other, wiping and touching and bamming each other faces and stuff like that. And then they're going to take that and take it back home to their parents and their parents or grandparents or guardians or their other friends. Or you ain't thinking about what about the kids that might be asthma or have some other type of illness. They going back to school and have to be around other kids, and then they would say, oh, if you got the coronavirus, don't let your kid go to school or something like that. They could do all these types of things, but that's not saying that a parent might not know and might think the child might be normal sick or ain't paid attention, and all it takes is one. So once one child come through with it, then all of your kids gonna be exposed. So why would Donald Trump do that? But under the circumstances, his kids are out of school, or maybe never ever did went to school. I don't know. Never did really care about his personal with his kids and stuff like that. Now with Trump staying in school, kids in school and telling everybody need to go back to school and how he gonna force people to go back to school, open up the White House. That's what you do. And let everybody freely come in and out the White House, and you shake everybody's hand, you standing there. Until Donald Trump do something like that, they shouldn't open back up the schools. I hear a lot of parents is talking about homeschooling their kids this year and trying to keep some of the because you know from all the stuff that's going on, people are still dying. The numbers are still rising. Why would you want to put your child that your sole purpose is to do is protect this person? He's or she's an innocent little person that needs protecting. Why would you put them in a position that could compromise their health? You know, Donald Trump is putting the whole United States in a situation like that. Right about now, school systems should have somewhere in place where digitally they could have school. They should have been came across these things. When Andrew Yang was trying to tell us that we need to be prepared for the 21st century, that we are behind the curve on technology and how fast technology is going to shoot right past us. And actually, right here, right now, we in a position where technology is being forced in a way where we have no other option to go in this direction. So we are not turning around and going backwards. We're not going back to the good old days, making America great again. Them days is gone. This is the digital age era. They're going to have people inside of VR systems. They might be green. So gender and race is going to be obsolete when it comes to the respect level and how you treat every individual as an individual, as in equals. So this day and age of one person being greater than the next person, I think those days is going to starting to cease to exist. Celebrities and stuff is going to be more who's hot for the time and who could, like, you know what I'm saying, network more of that type of status. This day and age right here is all about change. The things that we was doing in the 90s and the early 2000s, you can't do in 2020 and beyond. A lot of people have the opportunity to sit down, chill, relax, calm their nerves down, and actually see what's going on. That's how when this Black Lives Matter kicked back up, because everybody had the opportunity to sit down and not just see it happen once or twice, but repeatedly, over and over and over again. Now they can say, oh, just because it don't happen in my day-to-day life, now I'm sitting down and being able to have the time to actually see what the bigger picture of what's going on outside of my little bubble, because my little bubble came to a stop. My little running around in this little rat race of the circle thing came to a stop. So now I'm able to see how injustice is, how people actually feel. There's not no folklore. They just saying this because other nationalities is not experiencing this, so they would not understand it. And now they actually saying, oh, if they sit back and see exactly what's going on, I mean, even a blind man could see that's what's happening. So that's when we have in this here. See, when the year of 2020, they were saying that this would be the year of clear vision. So people like, oh, 2020 is one of the hardest years, but first you got to go through something to actually get somewhere. So that's what we're going through right now in the beginning of 2020. I know it's gonna steady decline, but we got a lot of more things that's gonna be coming. So hopefully, Donald Trump do not force kids to go back to school. And then I was hearing about, they was talking about like down here, they was having a lot of shootings about something, you know, whatever going on, and talking about bringing the military down to Louisiana, and they was talking about that we was gonna be one, you know, because one of the states is gonna catch the outbreak the hardest. We gonna be ground zero. If y'all ever play Resident Evil 7, they'll show you that the Umbrella Corporation, when they had the what is called the T virus, or Z virus, whatever it was called. It's been so long since I seen Resident Evil, but the game was set in Louisiana, and they kind of like, this is where there was the dumping ground. If you look how they did Swamp Thing, right? It was all based on what they was doing is they were trying to pollute out of Louisiana, and like, you know what I'm saying, they were using this as the place where the trash dumpster on the cool, even though we had all the seasons and stuff like that that's coming by us being, you know what I'm saying, from the South. And I could talk about the difference between Cajuns and Creoles, because it's a big difference. Okay, some people don't recognize it, but you can't as a nationality or whatever like that, or different nationalities, but you can't deny that it exists. Or they have people that's of this descent or people of that descent, even though it's not nationally recognized or whatever like that. Some people might go back to that, but if anybody want me to break that down, trust me, I'll be one of the ones that know a little bit about that situation. You hear me? But look, this is the thing. When I'm looking at back to the main subject, like I said, you know, this me gonna be running it. It's Donald Trump trying to get the kids to go back to school. See, right now, Joe Biden, he ain't doing nothing, ain't saying nothing. That's because his best position is nothing. That's why I was campaigning for Yang. He actually had seen the situations, acknowledged them, acknowledged the problems, and then came up with a solution. And on top of the solution, he had a blueprint of how we was gonna do it. So now people didn't want that. Actually, that's what kind of got me against politics when it comes to voting, because in that case scenario, you starting to realize a lot of the things that you do, it really don't count unless you get it all the way down to the core ground root. It don't start at the president. You got to come all the way down to the ground root, and without that, then you will never have no change ever. Because at first, everybody was like, vote, your vote counting, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, your vote counting. And then in 2016, when I was like, everybody said your vote counting, so Hillary Clinton won a popular vote. And if I'm at the time Victoria is like the representatives and stuff, he's like, yeah, it was like, yeah. No, hold up. So if Hillary Clinton won, all the people voted for her, then why is she not president? And then when I started hearing and breaking it down, I was like, you know what? I will vote certain locations. It don't matter for president. The way it matters for president is for who you put in office to represent us. And if we outnumbered in a state like this here, the way it's designed, and Louisiana is going to be more of a red state because of the way it's designed. And they'll say, well, y'all will have this, or this state here will be a blue state. And the way it's designed is they'll hold a people in certain districts, and they'll say, well, these people are more there, and they'll cut the lines and saying, okay, well, y'all do this and y'all do that, and therefore they'll say that they're trying to make it even across the board. Well, if a place like Mississippi only have a handful of people that'll help they vote, but compared to somebody like New York or California, where their influence will be a whole lot more because they had a lot more people. I was like, well, okay, well, I get that now, so that's with the blue and the red. Now I'm getting that for a second. And then I asked, how would that work anyway? With the way they're doing it, is the exact same thing. The exact same thing. So really and truly, enough of me talking about our voting situation, because people get mad at me talking about voting don't matter, but it's a good thing to do. But with me personally, it's not the vote. When I mean vote don't matter for president, unless that's a waste of time. Vote you got to come from the I be doing some outrageous stuff.
Yes, it's true. Mrs. Nicholson didn't sleep in the classroom at night. She had a house and everything. So because of this, schools are trying to come up with different solutions. Some of them have decided to have outdoor classes. That means that all the pale kids are going to fail. New York City has announced it will only have kids come into class 1 to 3 days a week.
Alright, I was just watching the Daily Show. He was talking about kids in New York come to school 1 to 3 days a week. What sense that make? If all it takes is one day, bam, one day, one child come in, give it to the other kids, and boom, epidemic. They don't watch no zombie movies. Trump have never seen a zombie movie. He don't know how it started off, but let's go ahead to our zombie apocalypse. That's why I brought Resident Evil into there. Oh, y'all think I'm playing by the Resident Evil 7? Hold up. This is one of the only physical discs that I have. I have like 1 or 2 more physical discs, but everything else digital. But yeah.
In the food special. Then the question is, what are parents supposed to do on the days when their kids are at home? And some schools in America have decided that they're just going to throw kids into the classroom and hope for the best. Sort of like the Hunger Games, except instead of money, you get no grandparents. Now, President Trump has demanded that all schools open up as normal. And he's even threatening to withhold federal funding from schools that refuse. So just so we're on the same page, he won't touch the police, but he'll defund the shit out of schools. Let's agree on that. Everybody. Yeah. I don't know if y'all could hear it or not, but basically, they were saying that Donald Trump is willing to defund the schools if they don't comply to him while opening up their schools. And if they don't, then they're gonna lose funding. But he won't do that to police department, but he'll do that to the schools. Basically, that's what they were saying.
What are experts telling you about the appropriate level of transmission for a school before it has to shut down?
I remember when I was a child, I used to look up at the TV screen and see politicians and stuff like that. And I used to think it was so incredibly mind blowing and smart. I didn't understand. I thought that it's too much for me. Now I go and I look at it. I be like, oh, it's just projecting of they supposed to be smart, but them people ain't smart. Now when it comes to actually having sense, a lot of them.
That schools should revert to remote learning.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with remote learning for the time being to get it under hand. So in the future we can have regular learning. You got to put in the work right now to be able to, to get reap benefits. But if you don't put in the work, how you gonna reap benefits? And that's what we ain't doing. But at the same time, a lot of people that's in America, they don't understand that when you do one thing that hurts one group of people, it hurts all groups of people. Because we could be so much advanced, our civilization, if everybody was to help each other instead of trying to steal and step on and push out the way hold information that another person could get, and the person gets some information and take that and build on top of that. Like right now, free energy. If everybody had free energy, then their mind wouldn't be focused on having to go pay this light bill. That means we could have been had technology in place to do the simple stuff that the tedious stuff like trash and fixing food at restaurants where we can have food and stuff just coming down and people can get their food like that, where people could be more creative, you could live more freely, we could do more, we could be more experimental. Well, our plan right now will be to colonize Mars and be on places like that. You know what I'm saying? One of the planets one of the moons on Saturn. They got things that we could send out there. They could have had plans in play where we could have been taking all of our trash, recycling the trash, and if the trash, we could have taken and send it to other planets. See what it do. We already at the verge of doing everything else crazy. Why not? Seeing people there start doing stuff like that. There are people that's in jail for the rest of their life. Why is we sitting there paying our find some of the ones that what they call trustees and people that want to actually benefit, like maybe on death row, ain't gonna never do nothing else in life. This is their life sentence. So if you send them on a trip to a planet for 10 years, 5 years training or whatever it takes, because most of the training to be an astronaut, because it's pushing a button. It's not complicated. Let's be honest. The whole complicated is being able to get your body prepared to be out there. And I ain't talking about them to be out there to be builders and welders and stuff like that and transfer back and forth like that. I mean, you can ask people if they want to do it, because they got people that's on life sentence. Why not try to do something else? Think about it. I'm not saying it's right, but when Christopher Columbus came to America, he brought people out of jail. That's when they came here, because they was on sentences, and that was better than being in jail. Same mentality. But you know what I'm saying? People don't think about that we could have a lot more things in life if people would stop being so selfish with each other. Like right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? My whole thing was I like smaller YouTubers that's doing things. Like 108 Dragon. You know 108 Dragon? He hit 1,000 subscribers. I was proud to see that. That was motivation for me. People like, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to do it and being successful. People that's making a name, doing things. I love motivation, right? I love motivation. When I'm seeing people acknowledging other people, I like seeing that. When people doing things, I like seeing that. When it's gaming community, when I was doing things that I, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to and was able to exhale by getting into the community, chilling with my people, everybody. All the stuff. That's why you never hear me in no mess. This person with that person about that person. I don't think you ever hear me really doing is giving a shout out to everybody that's doing something, or if I see somebody doing something, I keep my opinion to myself about anything that ain't my business. So people don't ask me because I really don't care. I just like to see people doing things. But let's get on here back to Cup with Chuck. No, Up with a Cup. Oh yeah, you know what I'm doing? Like I said, I went and got a coffee from the corner store, right? So me, you know what? I'm not gonna show this cup of coffee on this camera, but I will show my cup.
And send daily reports directly to a system set up by the administration themselves.
Just because, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to realize and recognize some things, and it's more beneficial not to show stuff like that because I can get flagged or something could happen, or even if push come to shove, maybe somebody else want to sponsor up with a cup, and it's a different type of coffee.
1.87 million tests today, so that's 1.
But if it's something I can't drink, I ain't promote. You know what I'm saying? I don't do stuff that I don't do.
Oh man, that is the 1/100th time I've watched that clip, and it never stops being funny. But I guess this is the blessing of the Trump presidency. We learn so much about how the government works based on what he screws up. Everyone's out there like, oh, I didn't know that hospitals sent daily reports to the CDC. But now that they're not, I'm furious about it! Now, one of the reasons
That was crazy.
turning on everyone from the CDC to Dr. Fauci is because they're against his plan to reopen schools at any cost.
All right, Dr. Fauci. That's a person that I gotta respect. I mean, he is a no nonsense type of person. I mean, he came out straight from the door saying what we need to do. We have to do this here. He ain't coming out sugarcoating nothing. I mean, you might say he's a doomsday person, but he's a prepper, and he's the person that came against Trump to say, hey, no, we need to be getting this stuff done. Trump is over here bullshitting, talking about, drink some bleach. Clean your booty hole. Man, I was hearing all types of stuff. It was some type of pill, matter of fact, that pill that Trump was promoting. He promoted enough. But all that stuff, it was counterproductive. A person like Trump, he was beating the game down. What I seen Trump doing was promoting for 2020 president, because he was the only person that was coming on camera every day. You seeing his face. Oh, you know it's Trump. He doing this. Joe Biden in the background. One thing about Joe Biden, people talking about he gonna shoot and win. Don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. First of all, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. Clear as day. I do not like Joe Biden. I would have been behind Bernie Sanders. Matter of fact, Tulsi, I would have been behind Tulsi. I think he's scared of Tulsi. That's why she ain't gonna be his VP, because she is, yeah. I bet he won't China touch on no push-ups. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm looking at Trump like Trump is gonna beat the game down. Joe Biden right now can't throw punch for Trump. Soon as he tried to throw a punch at Trump, Trump shut that down, called him a little boy, saying, oh, that's not you doing that, that's your team doing that, LOL type shit, like you probably seen now. So when I'm looking at Trump, and when it comes to this bloodbath that Joe Biden don't want to get to slinging, because Trump came from Trump's side. He is Trump's side. He still can show the complexion of Trump's side. You know what I'm saying? That's what Trump do. So when I see Trump gonna come after Joe Biden, it's gonna be straight nut punches. Like he's just gonna bang him. And I'm trying to say, if y'all want to see a change, we need to have a third party. And hell no, not Kanye West. If Kanye West do, I'm gonna take all of my savings, I'm gonna do what Ludacris did, and I'm gonna leave out the country. Because I don't want to see what he is capable of. Don't want to see it. I'd rather be watching it safely on the news. Because Kanye West is too unstable. So I don't even know why people even entertained that. But he had 2%. But you can't say too much, because in 2016, these nuts was running for president and had a good ass shot. The only thing that disqualified him, he was too young. And that's how crazy it was. And then the little boy came talking about some things that sound like how y'all let a child be actually more intelligent than y'all. But you know, you can't. See, I'm the type of person though, where in reality, I could take an advice from anybody. So if you saying something that's beneficial, I would soak it up. I'm not the type of person that'll be like, oh no, it's not that, it's not this. You can't tell me nothing. I could be going to the corner store and they got a man standing outside the store. He can give me advice. They can have a little child could tell me something that I do not know, and I could take heed to that. I could have a person that's the smartest person in the world to the dumbest person in the world. However you want to claim it or put it together, I can get advice into everybody as equals. That's why I don't get starstruck. Like, it don't matter who it is. It could be from Barack Obama to a president to maybe if it's somebody like Michael Jackson, because he gone, or Prince, and then I see them, you know that probably have me like, oh, because, you know, reality, they gone. But I don't get starstruck by seeing a person. I treat everybody as equals. I'm not too big in VIP. We can have VIP. I'd rather go out there with everybody at. You know, I'm that type of person. I don't do no just me type stuff. I like the we. I always love that we environment. Like when we doing things. Like when we talking back and forth, or you just chilling with me and we just watching stuff while we up in the morning. Up with a cup. You know what I'm saying? Drink something with me. That's all you gotta do. You know, sit back, chill, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, then drink something with me. We're gonna be sitting back, chill, watch the little news, talk about the politics. If it ain't about politics, you know they got game and stuff that's going on, man. They got a lot of people heated about, you know, we talk about that type of stuff, but whatever they got going on, you know what I'm saying, we could just run it, because this is synergy. See, that's the difference. My channel is to bring all of us to talk about, we just have open conversations going on right now. Like, you know, they a woman doing something.
I think grandma would be happy that at least someone is wearing a mask. But
Right.
kids, please remember.
Oh, talking about teens, tricks, liquor. Oh, the liquor store.
If your disguise is good enough to trick the liquor store guy thinking that you're old, why don't you be good enough to trick coronavirus too? Then you're screwed.
Oh, okay, I get what happened. Kids was wearing masks and they were wearing old wigs to make themselves look old so they can go buy alcohol.
And it looks like Trump.
But you know, they still, I don't know, they still gonna ask you for your identification. You could be 40 years old, they still going, hey, let me see that ID. They ain't trying to get hit with that fine. You know what I'm saying? Let me get another shot. What's good, man? Hey, you hit that like button. Let me know you drinking something with me. What the hell is here? You got more shit that went on?
Coronavirus continues to rage across the country. More people are finally learning the importance of wearing face masks. Walmart and other major chains have announced that people must wear masks in their stores.
Appreciate it.
Governor has issued a statewide mask mandate.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
man, talking about mandated to wear a mask. I had to put this mask right here on, right? I got this one from the dollar store. Thick. What's good with it? Shit, cooling. Going to the store, you have to wear the mask. I understand, and I'm doing it now. I'm a person. I'm breaking the law. But I know, shit, let's keep it real. I put me a mask on too. Boom, walk inside the store. If you have the mask on, you can't breathe, and the person get claustrophobic and stuff like that. And then you seeing other people taking their masks, and I done seen this with my own two eyes. Walk out of the store, see somebody they know. The person like, oh man, I forgot my mask at the house, man. Let me see that mask right quick. I done seen that. So it's good and it's bad. It's some crazy stuff. Hey, let me know if y'all want to hear about the crazy yoga story that I had ran across. Cause man, epic. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Just let me know if you want to hear about that crazy ass yoga story. It's like what people when they doing the yoga and is a new fad that's going on. I was dumpster diving and I came across it.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is banning local governments from mandating masks.
And talking about the mask, how they gonna do that in Georgia? Like I mean, for me, what I'm saying when they do stuff like that, it's more a politic move than it would be for the people move. Now, he's saying you don't have to wear a mask, right? It's not mandatory to wear a mask. Now, I would say if he was, my whole thing was doing it for the likes. You know, if he was an Instagram model, would he be doing that for the likes? You know, those type of things. That's what kind of get me one about him, the mandating and stuff like that, or not mandating and saying you can't make a person do this, or wearing a mask in this case scenario. Now, if he doing it because he one of them free spirited people that feels like, okay, this is your life to live. I can't force nobody because I don't own nobody, but I can suggest and say, hey, look, this is what I would like for us to do if you don't want to do such and such. But at the same time, we understand you don't want to start forcing people. Now, if he was with that camp, I was like, okay, well, I can understand he's trying to get it under control, but he wants the people to actually do it because that's what they want to do. Not he forcing people, like putting guns to their head, like coming here or robbing them, like, hey, if you catch you without a mask on, we gonna hit you with this fine. Give me your money. you know, those types of things. But at the same time, on the flip end of it, you have a lot of people that just gonna do anything. I just heard people got the coronavirus, go run inside of a club, be dancing under people, doing all types of things. And I've seen people say, hey, look, this person got the coronavirus, and look, they inside the club and they was dancing, right? So, live. So when you seeing all that, you like, okay, well, I'm kind of understanding this. It's a both sides to the, you know what I'm saying? You like, I'm from the red stick. It's a two-sided sword. Well, if you don't, you damned if you do, and you damned if you don't. But why would he buck the system if everybody else is going according in this direction? What was his true motives? So once I know what his true motives are, then I say if I feel like he did it actually for the people, or he doing it for the being a you know, because it's a politician ass move. So if you know any, you know, if you know anything about that shit with Georgia, oh Georgia,
Despite a sharp spike in cases in the state.
And then they cases went up. I think they said what 4,000 or right at 4,000.
We can have all this guidance and everything else.
That's ridiculous. I'm telling you.
Do the right thing, then it doesn't really matter.
Girl, you gonna stop playing with me? Yeah, you don't fuck with me no more. Yeah, I'm just up watching the news, seeing all these different topics that's got going on, especially with the stuff with Donald Trump. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, Trevor is crazy. He's saying now his thing is if you don't have to wear a mask, then why they force you to wear a shirt inside of a store? You know the stores that say don't wear no shirt.
Everyone around the world.
I could do that. Been up checking out the COVID-19.
We start with breaking news coming into CNN. The US, Canada, and the United Kingdom have accused Russia of carrying out cyber attacks on several coronavirus research centers.
All right, now, me personally, the news, it sounds like a cross when they speak about Russia hacking to get information for the coronavirus. Now, I was under the impression the whole world was sharing this information so we can get this under control. It's not about the credit. So if Russia wanted the information of progress, maybe they could find something this way. Why is this not being shared? Do they feel like if they come up with a cure, that they're not going to share it? If they come up with a cure, tell me right now, if the United States get their hand on one dose, if they had a cure, all they had to do is get their hands on whatever Russia came up with, take it, and reverse engineer, and get that same thing. And do you think they got to worry about copyright strikes when it comes to recreating that formula? If they come up with the vaccine, I mean, just think about it. So why is this a big issue when they say Russia to hack? But see, that is kind of skippy. Like, why is Russia hacking? Don't get me wrong. I'm not excusing Russia for doing that. You need to keep a mindful eye on that, but you need to keep a mindful eye of if it's about, they saying coronavirus or any information. This is supposed to be shared. This should be on a public site like Instagram and Facebook where everybody can see progress. Everybody can see something. You might have a normal person like me. First thing came out of my mind was, man, they should have some properties in THC that could remove some of the mucus inside of the COVID-19 to help get this out of your body faster. Aloe vera plants, simple stuff like that. They probably ain't even try some things that they said, you know, things like this. It's simple things that might be a cure. But they being so complex with it, they might be overlooking it. So they need to have it out for the public, unless they don't want the public to know something, unless they don't want the public to see something. So why would they be concerned Russia hacking something that should be public information? There's no reason that this should not be public information. And another thing about it, a reason it should be public information, because when Donald Trump was giving out his remedies, first thing he said, oh, maybe drink some bleach. Do this here. If he could just shoot out remedies, why we can't see what we standing at in progress with this coronavirus and how, and he talking about just people in the United States. I'm not just talking about us in the United States or in the UK or my people down south of the equator. I ain't talking about none of them. I'm talking about all around the world. It's everybody should be trying to get upon this train. Money should be donated, especially people that got all this money. Okay, big corporations. Some of them is losing, but at the same time it's winning. The reason why they probably not in too big of a rush and they could take the lick. What I'm seeing is places like Walmart that's still opening and reopening, and dollar stores and everything else. If you notice, they redesigning and they remodeling them. And if you know it's getting to that point where cashiers is gonna be a thing of the past. We're gonna be talking to our great grandkids saying what cashiers we used to talk to people face to face and hand them money, and they used to hand us change back. We used to have to count it because sometimes it won't be correct. You know, things like that. They're gonna be what you mean the money wasn't correct? And you had to talk, yeah, you had to watch your money and count your money and stuff like that. You know, things like this here. Right now, we doing, but in the future, they might never know it and don't even exist. So we taking stuff like that for granted of things that we being able to experience. So things like that is one of the things that intrigues me. But let's see what else we got. Hold up. Up with a cup. Drink something with your boy. Up with a cup. See my little small cup? I don't give me a big stupid cup now. I let my keep a little small ones can refilling it up. This is my early morning coffee.
You won't even have to go to a doctor. You just have to bump into a guy on the bridge before you know. Also,
yeah, they be saying like church like them old folks get up extra early in the morning. I mean, I've been doing this since I was a child. Something I love to do. I wake up early in the morning. I remember when I was a child, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning to catch that first early morning cartoon. They had one come on at 5:30, and it'll come on from 5:30 to 6. And then they wouldn't have no cartoon come on from 6 to 6:30. And then at 6:30, that's when everything went live. But I wanted to make sure I was up to catch that 5:30. I don't remember which one it was, but when it was at 5:30 in the morning, I just remember early bird. That's why I like doing this, and I get up with energy. That's my energy be coming. A lot of people like, man, laid up, they be staying up all night long and stuff like that. It's like me, that's when my downfall. But then as soon as I get up, it's like, boom, let's go.
At Fuji-Q Highland Amusement Park outside Tokyo, these are two of the parks.
Oh, that was something I seen on that news about the people in Tokyo. How stupid it is on this. They got this roller coaster, right? And they was talking about the social distance. Social distance is right with this roller coaster. So they showed these two people. They was riding on a roller coaster with masks on, and they were showing this is how you ride a roller coaster with no expression. And they were just on there like this here, and they had their masks on their face. And then the only thing you ever seen every now and again, their eyes do this here. But besides for that, while they was on the roller coaster and going straight down, and they talking about they want people to ride roller coasters like that. Just you know what I'm saying, because roller coaster behind them and stuff like that. First and foremost, I got to applaud them for trying, opportunity shot. But if a person get their ass on a roller coaster right now and do that, they gotta be a daredevil, some type of anything. Because why would you want to be around a whole bunch of people like that? Get on a roller coaster when they straight standing in your head that you can catch the coronavirus. You're more susceptible to the coronavirus because of a bunch of people gonna be yelling, and then it's gonna be in the air, and it's gonna be coming right in your face. It's gonna be hitting you just like this here. So regardless of the fact if you might not scream, it might be one person. That's all it takes. But at that same time, that's up to the individual. But me, I applaud them for the try. But that's one of the dumbest things I've heard so far. I know they really want to get their business back going. When you try something like that, you really want to get your business back going. Up with a cup. And then they were talking about the men, come on, can they do it? Yeah, they could do it, man. Them dudes, they're professionals. You can't get them. They did it, showing you an example. Yeah. That's like somebody showing you how to play a game. They'd already beat it. You never played this type of game, so you trying to learn buttons. No, you can just do this here. Watch how fast I ran through it. Like, hey, bro, but I got to learn this shit. You know, one of those type of things. But that's crazy, though. Me personally, I don't do roller coasters. I don't even do the Ferris wheel. Don't do it. That ain't me.
And I guess one person who's never been able to ride roller coasters in Japan is my best friend, Tony. So this is a clip from us riding a roller coaster.
All right, let's see if we can find some other topics we want to go into. some cool stuff. Hey, they showing somebody on the roller coaster, and he on the roller coaster hollering his ass off. I would say, breaking news: kill husband in the shooting in New Jersey. Damn, that's mad. That's sad. Something about parts of Portland and chaos, huh? I really don't have no idea about this thing about with Portland being in chaos. I don't even know what Portland is. Name a football or basketball team in Portland. Professional, not college. Oh, they going hard out there in Portland. I don't know, I might try to add some later on, I can add some of this clip height. God. God.
Security and Customs and Border Protection among the federal agencies with militarized units on the streets, detaining people. The message from the city's leaders: get out.
Your presence here isn't wanted, it's not needed, and the people who are engaged...
Man, I hope y'all can hear that, because I can't repeat that. Man, this is too much.
The state's attorney general
That's
announced
pathetic.
a list of those agencies for overstepping their powers, claiming they're seizing citizens without probable cause in a violation of their civil rights.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier when I was saying about people had an opportunity to sit down and chill. You know what I'm saying? People actually had an opportunity to sit down, chill, and actually see what's going on. See all this violence going on. And it's crazy because you can see the prejudice in the government, how prejudiced that they are, because they will sit there and take something that's happening bad and don't even acknowledge it.
Democrats are now demanding a probe into federal action here in Portland. One saying we already
Acknowledgement means lie.
the administration's use of federal law enforcement to violate the civil rights of our constituents. Tom?
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel.
Yeah, Man, you know what? Y'all want to see some let's go on to some crazy stuff. Let me see. Oh, this is something I had dumpster dive about. Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to Bone. He think he know how to cook better than the boy Triple Cup Chuck. We got a lot of crazy
stories we've covered. But first,
get this right.
look at the mouth on this fish. Oh, wow.
I was looking at something they was showing, like they got a fish with a mouth, and the lips look like a mouth, like a human being mouth. Like,
What is this? Well, this disturbing combination of your deepest darkness and your deepest darkest sexual
it's getting high. Up with a cup.
is what's known as a triggerfish, and it certainly got us tricked. Along with a side view giving us a better look at the
The
situation.
hell?
Posted Twitter her lips are hotter than mine. Crying emoji. And many people to reply to agree using only slightly photoshopped versions of
Oh no, that's crazy. I'm gonna give past yourself with the fish thing, cause that's something that it's just a fish that got a mouth like a human being, and people did some memes and photoshops and stuff like that. That's about it. It ain't nothing too high. It's funny though. Don't get me wrong, it's funny.
Meet Lennon from Starbucks, who refused to serve me because I'm not wearing a mask. Next time, I will wait for cops and bring a medical attendant. Okay?
All right. They say a person they be trying too hard to get their point across. Well, like when they were doing like with the masks and stuff like that, some people want to get defensive about they don't want to wear a mask inside of somebody's stores and the regulations. I'm a person that don't want to wear a mask neither. Don't care for them. Didn't wear them until it was mandatory. The only reason why I'm wearing it not because it's mandatory, but I still have to comply to the fact of at the same time a lot of stores can put up a sign say no shirt, no shoes, no service. I'm taking it more of that know like this is their store and they don't have to serve you if you don't comply to their conditions. Now I can see if their conditions restricted to you as a human being, like your nationality, your sexual preference, your gender, your race, your or whatever like that. Those types of things, I don't see. You cannot, don't restrict nobody from those types of things. But when it comes to like no shoes, no shirt, no service, I can understand that.
I didn't harass anyone. I called them out because I'm frustrated. Like I said, it starts with coffee, but it ends with mandatory.
Oh, she talking about coffee and Starbucks. You know what? Up with a cup in the morning with Chuck.
Okay, actually, no, Amber, we don't know at all what you're talking about. The anti-vaxxer stuff.
Girl named Amber, she with the bug. She the one that's gonna be
Of course,
trying to stir some stuff up. Now that's the downside of having too much time on your hands. That you able to start something that's push something that's I forgot what they call it. Like the women that don't really have the middle aged women that don't have no lives and any type of thing. That's they drive because they need that thrill. They need something going on in their life because they just settle for what they have and they need that excitement. That's what oxygen panders to. Not saying just women, but just in general. That's what it was always known as.
fine, but it doesn't have anything to do with our ability to breathe. And secondly, chiropractors are not medical doctors. A lot of them are full-on quacks. Editor's note, I have been to a chiropractor. It helps a lot of them.
They talking about some chiropractors and see if they got anything good from this point in here before I moved on. See if they got anything so I can find some crazy. I was trying to go off the cuff because I run across so much stuff that's crazy that when I be dumpster diving that I could just pretty much freestyle and just go live and say, oh, look at this here, check this out. But now you don't see all the dumpster diving stuff. But I found something. It ain't really dumpster diving because it was a hot topic, but I still want to talk about it. Well, Ivanka Trump, I almost call it Viagra Trump. Ivanka Trump. Now, that whole bean debacle, I hope you have gas for weeks promoting on some shit like that, knowing the position of power and the influence that you have. And if a person just say, oh, for Trump, now you want to hold up a can of beans like you, Vanna White, but you going to be the one that be all around here having poop draws because everybody know red beans give you gas. And I hope you have it for the weeks to come. Ain't too serious. Clean your system out. That way you can stop with the bullshit. Oh, that's the one I want. That's the topic I want to talk about. Now I know they have a lot of people in the military, in the army, and stuff like that. I got family members that's recruits in the army and the military that serve this country. You know what I'm saying? That they put in their time, did their work, had to do what they had to do, and was able to come home for their family. Do what they had to do for their family. Now this was the crazy part. I was seeing how they changed the game of what they call recruiting. The army, the way they trying to recruit is they have a e-gaming team, so they have people coming in to watch them stream Call of Duty and stuff like that, right? Why are you streaming them? They doing giveaways, and on the giveaways, it sends you to a site to sign up for the army. That's illegal. But that's crazy. The crazy part about it is, I was seeing it and I was noticing how the game of it was. It's like, this how persuasive they is. They try to get you, because these are recruits. Their sole purpose is to get you to sign. They make money by you signing. You just a body count. You a sheep. If you didn't know that, you a sheep. But my whole thing is, I don't like them being deceptive about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the whole deceptive aspect about it. Now, I can see them saying, okay, they were trying to recruit people for the army, and they're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, gaming simulations into the army. If you're interested in joining the army, check out some of the gaming simulations. These have some of the basis of how it is to be in the army. I could understand all of that, but the way they did it, it kind of felt. It ain't just kind of felt. It was when you was going to their Twitch site and then you was checking out for they supposed to be officially e-gaming whatever with the army. All it is a trick and bait to try to trick kids up into coming to go sign up for to get this you know what I'm saying, free prize, win a free prize, come in to go on sign to win a free prize, and then they take all your information that you did, and now recruiters is gonna be sending information trying to recruit you to the army. See, those are the type of games that they playing, and I don't like those types of things. It's not for me. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the situations where it's better when they just be straight out and say this is what we doing, more or less, than trying to trick a person, and it make it feel bad. Like, why is you trying to trick a person to join the army of the United States of America to serve their country, unless it's a country that is not respected a person living life, morals, ability to be free. Why would somebody want to fight for a country like that? So if anybody want to fight for a country like that, why don't they just change how they treat people? And then maybe a person would say, I fight for this country to protect my family, not to make people rich. And I sacrifice my life so y'all can get rich over something that I has nothing to do with, don't have nothing that's gonna harm my family or my people, or nobody have no ill wills against us. I could see defending ourselves, yes, 100,000%. But I don't see them be doing stuff that's why a lot of people don't want to go to the army no more. Most people these days, they out is I'd rather take my time to try to become an entrepreneur. Yes, that's what this generation is about, being an entrepreneur. All right, well, up with a cup. Let's go ahead and move on to some movies and stuff like that, cause I'm tired of talking about this politics stuff. Trump gonna be Trump gonna be Trump. I can guarantee tomorrow morning we're gonna have some more Trump news. Watch me. Call me out on it. See if I eat crow. Put some crow juice in my coffee. Coffee with crow juice. Yeah, y'all wanna come up with a cup of triple cup Chuck? Up with a cup in the morning with Chuck. Up with a cup with a triple cup Chuck. Up. Yeah. But anyway though, it's with the movie news on Marvel and DC that they pushed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier back. I'm thinking that the reason why they had to push the show back is not from the production of the actual show. It's actually what I'm thinking about is the movies and the theaters and the industry is not going to be prepared. Now, even though that's a straight to home streaming service that's going to be on a subscription based on Disney Plus, but inside of the MCU they have a formula, and on the formula it's basically an order saying this is what happened and this will happen next. So it's keep people in on the train, the hype train of this Marvel MCU hype train, from going from one show to the next show to the next show to the next show. That's how Captain Marvel was actually, let's be honest, Captain Marvel actually made $1 billion just because it was the next train in line on his hype train. Right after that, Spider-Man made $1 billion too. It was the first Spider-Man to hit $1 billion. It was still on his train. So now, after this coronavirus has came, now we have a couple empty carts that have passed by. Now, do Marvel have they energy to keep it going? You know what I'm saying, to keep the fuel of this hype train pumping, or would this be their breaking point? Well, from this point on, it's gonna be more hit and miss, or we may not get or this was the cream of the crop and everything else is on the downslide. So I'm curious about that, because I was a big fan of Natasha Black Widow, and I've been anticipating her movie. I wish that she would have had her movie right there in the place where Captain Marvel movie came, because Captain Marvel really didn't have no evidence of being them, besides for she came in the last part of Endgame and got punched out of existence. They still could have did all of that without introducing her. They could be like, oh, who was that? Then it was that Nick Fury and stuff like that. And then her movie could be coming out, where Black Widow movie coming out. And you'll be like, hold on, who was Captain Marvel? Now we going back to see who that was. Now, that's just my perspective of how I would have did the things. But they don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't get paid the big bucks Kevin Feige do, so he make the big decisions like that. Like Shang-Chi and the Mandarin and all that stuff there. I'm curious because I'm expecting it to be more of a martial arts movie, and I haven't seen a good martial arts movie. Now, like Daredevil, The Punisher, even I ain't gonna say Luke Cage, even Iron Fist, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, they fighting was mediocre at best. Now, Iron Fist, the fighting was top of the line. Regardless of the fact of Iron Fist season one, that it had some missed shots in there because of the timing and how fast they had to put out the show. So that made it where it was harder to execute on the fighting dynamics, right? But that's one of those situations where if you're doing that, it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's a cycle. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying, not a fan of that though. But check this out. I was looking at the fact of they were saying Batman's supposed to be returning. Ben Affleck's Batman inside the DCEU, and then on top of having Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman back inside the DCEU, would it be the Zack Snyder cut and they just go from there and they start working on Zack Snyder's version of the DCEU, and then you still have this Batman or the dude off of Twilight sitting in their own universe, because they're gonna have the dude that played the Commissioner Gordon off of the Batman with the Twilight dude having his own spin-off series. Like they're gonna redo Gotham again or something they're supposed to be doing. They just did this, but hey, I guess whatever. But I feel like that whole situation right there is in a bad place. That whole situation. I mean, it's none of the characters that's a part of this Batman universe that I'm interested in. All right, Walking Phoenix, he's not a part of this universe, but that would have given interest to the person that's playing the Riddler, not an interest. I don't even think they really have a penguin yet, and they showing I think her name Vanessa Kyle, the girl that supposed to be playing Catwoman. Now, she played in the side of an old MCU, I mean not an MCU, X-Men movie. I think it was Days of Future Past, or I know it was one of those where she played Blink, and she was a character, and now she's supposed to be playing Catwoman. Hopefully, this time around, that she give a good representation, and I'm hoping that if the DCEU's now the AT&T is over them and they cleaning house and they doing all the right things, this will be fire if we see AT&T come and say, okay, we're going to take the best out of all of this here, and we're going to create a real universe, and just kind of like mix and saying that all this other stuff happening on the multiverse, and this is the main core universe, and that way everybody could coexist together, and now they could run a straight timeline. But DC had their own plans, because I'm noticing how they starting to change stuff, right? Like for example, with the Zack Snyder cut, how they giving him the money, they listening to the fans, they listen to what the fans want, and they actually delivering on a lot of good news with DC and the DCEU. So I'm more excited about right now is the DCEU more than I am excited for the MCU, as in the future of the things that's to come. Like right now, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, those are TV shows. Once they come out, I'm going to see them. It's no way possible that I miss them. But at the same time, my interest level when it comes to straight to TV is more interested in seeing the Zack Snyder Cup or the Justice League over the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, over WandaVision, even over Loki. You know, over all of these TV shows, my interest level is more directed toward the Justice League. Now, I am a fan of Marvel. My favorite character is a Marvel character. Over all the other characters, my favorite character is a Marvel character. But at this present day and time right now, DC is showing me more when it comes to the movie side of things. How DC showed me more in the past when they was doing the live animation than Marvel was doing. But when I was hearing like the last couple of DC movies, it was good, but it kind of went a little, it changed dynamics a little bit. And when I found out the people that was writing the older DC this universe, in the animation, they started with them, but then they didn't finish the last couple when it was like the people that did some Marvel movies came over to DC. Well, Marvel, not their movies, they animated movies, and they came over to DC and they finished up and they did the last one like Flashpoint. You seen how good Flashpoint was, right? Now after that, that's when the whole separation and the change had occurred. Cause Marvel animation movies, they was subpar, okay, nothing groundbreaking, nothing to say, ooh, I want to go see this, and nothing feels like this almost felt good enough to be. Besides for Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse. I stand corrected. That was probably the best Marvel animation movie. Into the Spider-Verse. Well, at least to this day right now. But hopefully they'll start getting their stuff together because I'm not interested in that what if. My whole compartment is, instead of them wasting their time with what if, I would prefer them to take lesser known characters and place them inside of the past of the MCU and show what they was doing during this time period. I would, you know what I'm saying, and make that an animation, give a character that we don't know a chance to shine instead of reenaction of these same movies but changing, show us a different angle. That's what I wish. Instead of it been a what if, I thought it would have been better if it would have just shown you like what happened with this character, what this character was doing. That'd have been more on the line of what I want to do. But I digress. Up with a cup in the morning with Chuck. Actually tastes pretty good. In universes. Hey y'all, so what y'all think about this Doctor Strange is gonna be busting the multiverse wide open when they were talking about they're gonna have like different Peter Parkers because the what was the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, he's supposed to be the person that's directing this Doctor Strange, and I was more of a fan of when they said Doctor Strange is supposed to be a horror movie. I was like, oh, that's lining up right for me in my mind, because you know Doctor Strange, a lot of his comics was more, okay, let me give an example, like Constantine, it give you more of that type of vibe with it, right? So when you seen Doctor Strange, you would expect more of like a horror theme, scary jump out scenes like that. That's what you expected for Doctor Strange, and bloop, stuff to pop in and out like that. That's what you want to see from Doctor Strange. But maybe they still go in that direction, but they make it more kid friendly to keep it PG-13, because that don't need to be rated R. And they understand it will be a risk, but pushing the rated R might be a little, you know, for Doctor Strange. I'll say keep it PG-13, but give it some horror elements. That's all they need to do. But at the same time, they could introduce a lot of different things. What I would like to see them introduce is Magneto. I would like for them to introduce people like Deadpool. You know, stuff like that. Those could be things that the multiverse could do. Or another thing that could happen inside the multiverse is it could be another snap-ish situation where instead of it being a snap and half existence just disappear, it could be a merger of two universes, and everybody have to go from, okay, we had half the people, then people got, you got snapped out of existence, then people snap back into existence. Now we merge universe where you have multiple people inside of one universe, and then one survive, one fade. One survive, one fade. Like you might have two versions of this here, one survive, one fade. One survive, one fade. You know, those types of things, you know, that could be some bad stuff to see from a Doctor Strange. Well, that's how I feel like when they reduce up, you know, when they come out with him, they need to rebrand him as more horror movie-ish. Like how I hope they rebrand the Ninja Turtles. Now, hold up, you gotta hear me out. When I heard, I think his name's Seth Rogen is supposed to be directing the Ninja Turtles, I was like, ooh, that means we might get a gritty Turtles movie. It don't have to be R. It just be more gritty. Like that first Ninja Turtles movie back in the I think it was the late '80s. Whenever it was that Turtles movie, it was grounded. You felt the martial arts. You seen a foot soldier. You actually felt Shredder's presence. You felt that Master Splinter was fragile after all this time and what he was doing. You know, those types of things. But what I would like to see with Seth Rogen, he made the sausage party. See those ringer jokes? Like, you know what I'm saying, if it was an animated Deadpool movie, I can see him making that. But like with the Ninja Turtles, I just want to see how far is he going to push the barrier. That's my biggest thing. I want to see how far is he willing to push the barrier with the Ninja Turtles. I digress. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They were just talking about a little game, a little talking. We just up early this morning. Let me see. Yeah. Just the last little bit of my coffee. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for coming rock with me, drinking. You know what I'm saying? Take a shot with your boy before I get up out of here. Make sure I put this cup by the like button. Wherever your like button is, that's what I'm trying to put this cup at. Man, I'm crazy. All that stuff. You know what I'm about to go do? I'm about to go outside and I'm about to start working in my yard. I'm about to do some gardening and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? My strawberries are starting to throw some runners and stuff like that. But I'll be back in the morning time, just up with a cup. While we drink out morning cup, we can sit back, chill, talk some stuff, you know, speak, you know, appreciate you. Well, my humble abode. My house, your house. Yeah. All that good stuff. But we're going to talk about some more gaming and movies and politics. Yeah. Synergy. Man, I don't know if I want to end or just keep going because I'm starting to get hyped. That's when I be really getting it in. When you get hyped, you're like, yeah, let's do this here. But, nah. I think if I do, I just go back live and or I try to hold it for tomorrow. That way I can remember I don't do this for me. I do this for we. So this is us up in here. We doing this here. Yeah. So appreciate it. I'm up out here. I'm getting close to what you call it. Where's the out button?